Welcome. Wow, it's Monday again. Glad to have you with us. All right, so this week's selection is I am in need of music. I am in need of music that would flow over my fretful feeling fingertips, over my bitter tainted trembling lips with melody, deep, clear, and liquid slow. Oh, for the healing swaying old and low of some song sung to rest the tired dead, a song to fall like water on my head, and over quivering limbs dream flush to glow. There is a magic made by melody, a spell of rest and quiet health and cool heart that sinks through fading colors deep to the subaqueous stillness of the sea and floats forever in a moon green pool held in the arms of rhythm and sleep. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. I'm stoked about tonight's topic, music. I've had to make a couple of little adjustments here, but I think we're in good shape. Hope everybody's had a good week, and that continues on. I'll save those for a minute or two. I pulled some really great cards for the group right before the show went on. I'll share those in a few minutes. First, I want to thank my sponsors, Ernie Mosteller, my good friend Ernie Mosteller. You can check out Ernie's work on Instagram, and he has an amazing company called Fried Okra Entertainment. Killer director, killer photographer, and he's really been keeping us afloat and helping us on with the mission, you know. And my other angel, Audrey Asciutto, has a really amazing bed and breakfast here in Sebring, right on the Circle. Sebring's a really cool place, and she's one of my angels as well. If you're in Central Florida and you need a really cool, out of the way place to stay, Audrey's place, yeah. So thank you both. Appreciate your help and your belief. Let me say hi. Hello, Carol. Good to see you. Tom, what's up, my brother? Jennifer Rose, the ever radiant Jennifer Rose, always makes me smile. Mia Machado, hello, hello, hello. Linda, what's up? Labyrinthian, good to see you, girl. Heidi, welcome, welcome. Michael Leonard, nice to see you. Welcome to the show. So, speaking of shows, always take advantage of the Monday night lineup. Karen's show, oh God, I'm so sorry. Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. Boy, what a spaz. And of course, us, and stay tuned for Jennifer Rose with the Love Show. Always a great way to spend some time. And tomorrow, I'm going to be spending some time with Colin Walker on his Cosmic Lounge show, and super, 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 super excited about that. Good to see you, Linda. As always, man. Glad you could make it. Um, yeah, and I have to, I'm always giving her a plug because I mean it. Jennifer Rose's show this last Friday with Lissa was really great. They talked about the higher self, and a subject near and dear to my heart and my practice. And if you get a chance, scope it out and see what she had to say. She's really a solid practitioner, and I'm like, I have so much respect for all of Jennifer's guests, man. She has some really, really great people on there. So we're going to talk about sound therapy and music tonight, but I really want to kind of narrow the focus on it to doing physical healings. As some of you know, I'm like on the almost to the home stretch on my certification from the International Sound Therapy Association, and it's just been a really wonderful experience and kind of helped me focus uh, my skills and my knowledge level. It's been super great, and I do a sound bath yoga thing with my friend Mary Jo every Sunday morning, and that's such a great place, man. It's such a like the go and test out all the new theories. So I've over the last 3 years, I've really developed some personal techniques, kind of based off of some of the things that you see a lot of people do, and um, I'm gonna share some of those with you guys tonight. Um, I have four really go-to cornerstones in my healing practice, and one of those is my trusty Tibetan bowls. We use it every week. I use this, as you see, I can hold it on my hand really well, and I can do that twirl around. My particular bowl, this is really old bowl, and it's very, very thin. And I particularly like this because, especially when I'm doing a group of people, like 10 people, going around and getting in their actual energy field with this, it makes it really easy to hold, and it's not too heavy. Plus, it sounds just like by blowing on it. Um, Tibetan bowls have a lot of uses, and they've been around for a really, really long time. Um, the myth is that they're made of seven metals, but I've since, unfortunately, Jennifer McCormick, good to see you. Um, I've since discovered that that's not actually the case, and that was just part of the selling for it. But nevertheless, the amazing thing about Tibetan bowls is they create a harmonic field. It's not just one pure note. It's a bunch of notes stacked up on top of each other that create this harmonic that is amazing. I use it for opening up people's energy, and the it's metal, so you can program it really well with your intent and your energy. And when you go in the field, I do a particular thing where I start at the crown chakra, go all the way down the chakras. And usually I do three or four over the solar plexus and just pull out anything. And it really just lights everything up, kind of breaks up anything that's getting stagnant and uh, not really cool. And then I work all the way down and then start at the feet and do a long blast. Yeah. Heidi says, I've been using sound healing frequencies, including Rife frequencies, to heal, and a couple of doctors. You know, nothing like your own personal experience to let you know it's like really real. And my personal experience with it. Anyway, I'll go into, all right, so it's Tibetan bowls. I use my crystal balls. I was going to set those up and do a big thing today, but each of these I'm going to like individualize them in a particular show. So I've got my friends that I do a Tibetan bowl meditation with. They'll show up and man, you'll see a collection of Tibetan bowls. Also, if you're interested, they have a whole bunch of instruments, but they have a really great selection of Tibetan bowls. It's a place called the Om Store, theomstore.com, I believe, and really, really easy to connect with them. Really great place for it. They're great for meditation. They're great for a whole lot of different things, but really being able to program it and use it in people's energies field, it's become like part of my body now. And I really like that. So you might look for that if you're thinking about using one for your own healing practice. The other thing that I use a lot now are my trusty set of tuning forks. And mine happen to be tuned to the solfeggio tones. Man, I never can say that right. And, like if you see the YouTube videos with healing frequency 966, 528, that's kind of what they're referring to, those pure tones. Although I have to throw out a word of caution. When I got into the solfeggio tones over a decade ago, and I tried combining, like I didn't really enjoy sitting in a tone for a while, and it wasn't easy for me to hang in that. But I wound up writing a bunch of stuff myself that like I stacked over octaves of that tone. Nothing that I wrote, I really stuck with as feeling like it was cool. They were great meditation stuff. But as far as activating the healing energies, I found out that the purest tone is the way to roll with that. And the tuning forks are great because you can just be so specific with where you're working on stuff. And if you know the actual acupuncture meridians or the Jitsu system is amazing. That's the one I use all the time, connecting different intersections and the way things are interconnected all over the body. Great way to be specific with that. The solfeggio tones also are not really like the musical notes. And it doesn't really matter if you're using like the 440 tuning or the 432 tuning. The solfeggio tones come close on some of the notes, but they're really very different. And I don't treat them like part of like music I would write music for. I really focus on those with healing techniques, and we did some stuff with tones and cymatics. We got a drum head set up and coated it with I can't remember if it was sugar or salt or something, and and set it up over a really big bass speaker. Got some really deep resonance, and the specific shapes that they make. It's like sound are programmed particles that you can't really see, and they fit into waves, but they're structured to sound that you don't really think of sound being like that. But if you haven't gotten into any of the cymatics research, there's a ton of it on the internet. I think you might find it really super interesting. Okay, then crystal balls. Crystal balls are the thing I got into first, way back when. And I talked to you a little bit about like when I first got in contact with the angels, the crystal bowls were really connected to that. And the way I went trying to contact them is I had bought a set of really big ones, man. I had like an 18-inch F that was a heart one. Oh, just really, really crazy. Hello, Mr. Zen. Good to see you. Lucille, welcome. Glenda, welcome. Oh, got all kinds of people. Paula, good to see you. Thanks for showing up. And whereas the Tibetan bowls are harmonics, they're layered tones. The crystal bowls are absolutely pure, and they're like um, just direct beam right to the heavens. And as a matter of fact, when you do the sounding on the bowls, you get sound waves that go out from it, like dropping a rock in the pond, and you see those waves going out. Sound waves go out from that, from like the middle down, and then coming up straight out of the top of the bowl is like just a really collimated beam. It's spiraled, but it's a column, and it just boom goes up infinitely. And that's the way I actually first started contacting and calling the angels, and establish that contact with them. They love the bowls, by the way. So the bowls, like I don't use the bowls to break stuff up very much, but they are fantastic about healing bones. You know, we were just talking a second ago about there's nothing like healing yourself. When I first started doing the sound bath thing, we had I had a really bad hip injury, like that I'd had for a long time, and it just was easy to just keep injuring and injuring. And oh man, I was a grandpa. I'd roll over in the middle of the night and go, "Oh wow, no, 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 no," and so we started doing, and I started doing that with my friend Leah, and we did it for about a month, and all of a sudden I'm getting up and getting around and bopping around, and I realized, man, that hip was healed, like healed. And I've had a bunch of, broken bones over the years. I like really shattered my ankle, my right ankle, when I was a teenager, 15, and it healed up okay. But when it rains, get super low pressure, feel all achy. And I got like two or three of those things. And my hip was definitely like that. And all of that stuff is finished. And in doing research, I realized, especially with the bigger bowls, like, 12 inches and bigger, you perceive those and hear those with your bones first. It's not like you hear those with your ears and then you register what that is. You vibrate and resonate with that frequency from the inside out. And I think that's why it's so amazing to see what those can do with bones and that kind of physical structure. It's keeping me motoring around, even though I'm me and Methuselah. All right. So, last but not least, um, this is kind of a holdover from my shamanistic work. And this happens to be a really special rattle that my teacher gave me. It used to have feathers, but they've long since decayed. And the whole the shaker thing is just like the Tibetan bowl, like gets in the energy field and sort of expands out through that. This is amazing for throwing stuff on, right? And like you want to coat somebody with a particular color of energy, you're like charging it up and flowing that energy into there and like releasing that out into the energy field. what I what I Heidi says, I feel a difference in prior injuries and the newer ones. A difference in that they're healed, or that those feel differently. Yeah, let me know. Yeah. Yeah. Jenna brings you back to your childhood. Yeah. Well, these are really magical implements, and as I'm big about shaking stuff, and I've had this rain stick forever. Wow, it's really big on there. You don't get to see. It's like it's almost 6 feet tall, and I used it for a long time, just the way I bought it, like this. Yeah, but it exploded, and I lost the end of one of them, and most of it was a bunch of little seeds or beans, like super hard. They were really small, not quite round, but and this has little pieces that go through it. The bamboo's hollow, and the rain. Amazing. You can really make it sound like a rainstorm. And I've gotten lost in doing that a bunch of times. So this kind of sent me off on an exploration. Lynn Juno, good to see you. Um, this sort of sent me off on an exploration of different things to put in there. I tried seeds. Yeah, I didn't. I don't. I didn't like them all that much. So I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be cool to have something metal in there? And then you could put a charge and a program on the metal. And then as it's going back and forth, it could be drawing stuff and then pulling things out. So I wound up finding BBs, like from a BB gun. And I actually ran across and found some copper BBs. And that's what's in this. And I love what they do. So I do a lot of stuff where I'll shake it. And then draw stuff out and move with it over through the energy field. And wow, about 6 months ago, I had taken this to one of the Sunday yoga things, and I did this one particular woman, and she was really focused on like pushing. I could tell she was like pushing stuff out. So we finished her up, and she looked really different. Her face was all lit up. It was awesome. And I looked down, and this has these these are little holes, little insect holes, right? And there's smoke coming out of the rain stick, and I'm like, wow, man, that was intense. And it's become a really critical part of my arsenal ever since. All right, so on that same zone, I love me an ocean drum. I've had a couple over the years and they wound up going away. And I was putting together some stuff, and I decided, I'm always a freak about making my own stuff, right? So I'm gonna show you how to make your own ocean drum here, man. It's super simple. Two pizza pans, copper BBs, black Gorilla Tape. A couple of my friends have given me a bunch of grief for being so sloppy on the tape, but I take it off and put them back together all the time, and I love it. So this, I think, has become my absolutely favorite tool. First of all, it's metal. Again, it's metal. Me and metal have a really symbiotic relationship. Super easy to program. And here, let's just think about the ocean for a second. Okay, so the ocean's really cool. I use that in meditation all the time, and love it. Really great for that, right? But as a cleaning tool, because those little copper BBs in there are so grabby, like I could start doing a thing where you circle. Okay, let me go the other way. And you're adding up energy, you're drawing the energy that's circling around inside the drum. You go faster. And then at the very end, you take that thing and just, whoo, like right over the top of mine. I usually have people laying down. Just, whoo, whoo. Also, what we just did right there, like getting it nice and charged up. This is a shaker beast too. And doing that circle of gathering, and then whoa, and just condensing it in there, and then blowing it out. Perfect way to cleanse the house. Just an amazing way, man. Just blowing through everything. It just gets all the corners, and like you're just spewing your energy out in a really, like the wind. It's really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see here. All right. So, strongly encourage you. I went to the dollar store, $2 for the 2 of these pizza pans. I think it was about $8 or $9 for a big ass thing of BBs. I was able to make like 4 or 5 different drums and some Gorilla Tape. And that's all, man. And, you know, like, I can't tell you how many times I've taken myself, you know, we go to the energetic ocean every week when we do our, right? And this will just like so take you there in a really big way. So I'd love for you to try it. Super easy. And give me some feedback on what you think. I'd love, you know, it's cool to do it here, but like in person where you're like, whew, you're really getting the full wash on it. Pretty amazing trick. All right. So, you know, we talked about the empaths and like how to like keep stuff. Oh, by the way, I've got like 4 really intense healthcare things going on. One of them has just like aced like really hard, like stuff that was like very persistent and very, very grabby and wouldn't let go. Wow. Almost completely gone. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I've been really moving forward with everybody. That's really intense work for me, man. I take that really, really seriously. And you know, when you're working and when you're just messing around with yourself, that's one thing. But when you like you're connecting with someone with the hope of like getting healed, man, you better pull out your big guns for that in a big way. Jennifer McCormick, you would love that wave drum thing so hard. You really would. And you can color it and make it all kinds of pretty too if you want. So, in place of doing a bowl sound meditation thing, I want to throw out. I got a number of requests for how do you do that grounding thing. So we're going to do a massive, like a real grounding, okay? And working in the healing stuff I'm doing right now with the level of stuff that it actually is. This is like a go-to before and after And the best place to do this is in the shower, to be honest with you. Like it's running, the water's running over your head. You can just connect it all up. So, what we're going to do right now, we're going to collect some energy in our solar plexus and get nice and charged up, get nice and bright. And then we're going to send that energy out into our aura, into our light body, and really brighten that up. Like make it bright, like light up the room with it. Okay. And then, we're going to send some energy from your solar plexus to your hands and just charge them up, man. Make them like magnets, all right? And put juice in them. And then we're going to go, I'm going to talk to you about the first 4 bands of our aura. And we're going to go through each one of those bands and just really do a intense clean through. Hey, Colin, good to see you, man. I'm looking forward to sharing some space with you tomorrow. Yeah, there you go. Me too. All right. So, talking about the aura is a really bigger conversation. I should probably do a whole show about that. So, just go with me tonight. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take 3 really deep breaths. Do we want to go to blank space? Yes, we want to go to blank space. All right, so here we go. We're going to inhale in through the nose, use your solar plexus to draw in bright golden source energy. When you think your lungs are full, pack some more. And release, sinking deeper into the blissful silence. No thoughts, no mind. Deeper silence. One more. Inhale. Make it count. Really stretch. Take that energy in. And release the noise, the static, the chaos of the world fading into the distance. No future, no past. Deeper silence. All right, last one. We're going to hold this one for 30. Just stay in the space you're in and just breathe real shallow if you can't hold it. Inhale, solar plexus, bright gold, infuse your whole body. And release, sinking deeper, turning off the machine, winding down. Silence. $15. And 30. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, instead of staying still tonight, we're going to charge up. So I want you to focus on your solar plexus. Imagine a spinning little sun right in the center of your body. And with each deep breath that we take, I want you to draw energy into that solar plexus and just fill it up. Watch it grow. The more it grows, the more you can draw. Okay. All right, here we go. Inhale. Focus on that sun. Inhale. Draw. Get yourself bright. Inhale. Last one. Make it count. Love those goosebumps. All right, now we're going to reverse that. And where we were drawing on the inhale, we're going to push that energy out into your light body, into your aura, just really brighten it up. All right, here we go. Inhale, push. Make the room light up. Inhale, push. One more, make it count. Inhale, push. All right, excellent. I want you to take some of that energy, focus on the energy in your solar plexus, and move it up your spine and to your two hands and make them energized. Feel the weight of that energy like they're magnets. All right, what we're going to do, your aura is not just a chunk of light. It's broken up into lots of structures. There are bands in your aura that have specific functions, and those go out infinitely, but pretty much in the material world, 3D world, we live in the first four. So those are what we're going to address right now, all right? And when I'm talking us through it, just imagine just taking those hands and just scraping down, just collecting everything, any kind of little dirty thing that connected, any outmoded energy that you don't need. And just think about like your hands just drawing all of that to and pushing it down all the way into the earth. All right, we're going to start on the fourth band, which is out here about 3 feet, maybe a little more, a little less, depending on the person. And that's your energy. It's a lot of things, but for me, it's your energy interface between the upper bands and the astral and your lower bands and the way you're physically function. All right. So here we go. We're going to inhale. I ground any negative energy of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's. Scrape it, baby. In this frequency or any other. I ground any negative energy of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. One more. I ground any negative energy of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. All the way down into the earth. Wow, you guys are looking brighter already. All right, we're going to move. We're going to skip the third band for now. We're going to go down to the second band, which is your emotional band. That's your water band. And it's the one that's biggest and the brightest because they're always reacting to some. There's always some emotional content being generated within that band. And that's also where a lot of your own constructs wind up going and possibly becoming things in your material world start in the astral first. It doesn't start in here. It starts around in your energy field, which is you, but it's not your physical body. And those things If you feed them, then they become real, good or bad. And if you cleanse those out and just keep the essentials to who you are, things run a lot smoother. All right. All right. So here we go. I ground any negative emotional goo of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. Put some juice behind it. Put some juice behind it. I ground any negative emotional goo of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. I ground anger, rage, resentment, self-righteous indignation, grief, apathy, boredom, deceit, betrayal. I ground any negative emotional goo of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. We're going to ground fear. Fear, the great chameleon, disguises itself as so many things: anger, jealousy, rage, fear, all its faces and forms. Push. Excellent. All right, we're going to go back up to the third band, which is your mental band. It's your air band, and that's all things thoughts, no emotions, all things thoughts, which is a very useful place to be able to go when you're emotionally freaking out, to like jet your attention up to your third band and check out of your emotions and like objectively like check out the situation and make a decision, and then come back and feel and like, wow, it really smooths things out a lot. All right, so here we go. Draw some juice and kind of hang around your temples and up here a lot. All right. All right. We ground any negative mental energy of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. I ground any negative thoughts sent by others, negative thoughts sent by me. I ground any negative mental goo of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. This is the big one right here. I ground the circle thinking, the circle thinking, the circle thinking, the circle thinking, the circle thinking. Obsessive thinking, negative gossip. Negative gossip sucks, man. It is so destructive. All right, one more. I ground any negative mental goo of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. All right, very good. We're going to move down to the earth band, your first band. That's the little white glow that is what most people see when they first start being able to perceive auras. A lot of people, like your teacher, like when you're in grade school in the afternoon, you're a little buzzy and she's up against the blackboard and like, what's that white thing around her? That's your first mound. That's your interface between your bands and the upper astral and your physical body. Your aura is really like your software. The little points in there that are your choices, what you were born into, programs that other people put on, and your own selection of the way you want to do things. And they create this little matrix of little light points in your, especially in your second band, and those are kind of like the software, and your chakra system, your body, you're like, yeah, it's kind of like the hardware that receives those instructions. All right. And the first band, all about the material world and your existence here in 3D space. Hello, Lorraine. All right. Here we go. Take a nice deep breath. This would be a good one to be really charged up for. Just going to clear out some space here. All right, here we go. I ground any negative material blockages of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. I ground any negative material blockages relating to my home, my sanctuary, my place of safety. We ground any material blockages relating to my job, my way of sustaining myself. Wow, a couple of you really need to push on this one. All right, I ground any negative material blockages relating to my money, my finances. Ground any negative material blockages of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. I ground any negative blockages relating to my health, my physical body. All right, last one. I ground any negative material blockages relating to my plans that are in the works or future plans that are about to be released. Right down into the earth. And while you're down there in the earth, we're going to do the charge up now. I love going down, like your attention, your assemblage point knows no like limitation. There's no distance, there's no space, there's no structure to go through. You can go anywhere you want with that focus. So we're going to go down to where the core of the earth is scraping and like rotating against the mantle and creating that massive amount of electric blue electromagnetic energy. That stuff is amazing. It's like pure creative potential. Like I charge up on it every single day. It's like and the fact, you can charge from the weather, from the trees. Like there's a million ways to go get energy. But being in the center of the earth, it's like absolutely pristine. It hasn't been touched or programmed or messed with in any way, shape, or form. So imagine two really big straws on the bottom of your feet, extending all the way down to where that blue is crackling around the center of the earth, right? And on the inhale, I want you to imagine like you're sucking on the best milkshake you've ever had in your whole life, and it's all thick, and you've got to like pull, right? And feel that stuff run up your legs. All right, so here we go. We're going to do 3. Inhale. Draw that energy right into your solar plexus. Let it flow out. Inhale, draw. Inhale, draw. So for the sake of time tonight, we're going to stop right there. But the thing about that charge up is keep going until you get goose. Like my tell is goosebumps. When I get the goosebumps, I'm like, wow. And the way it feels for me, it's like I'll feel it in my feet. And it'll start to creep up my legs. Like, oh my God, and there it is. And once it hits my spine, whoa. Yeah, that. You know you're really jacked up, and then you're like, if you do that in the morning before you go hit the world, man, you're gonna have an impact and keep so much goo off of you. Also, you know, doing that in the shower, that water is running over you already. You know, with that energy, you can program that water and just carry all of that energy away. And it kills 2 birds in 1 stone. You clean your body, you clean your juice, good to go. All right. All right. Okay. I used up a lot of time on that, but you guys that like sent me, how do I do that? That's a really, really great little simple, quick structure, man, when you want full energetic clearing. There's as many ways of doing energy cleansing as there are practitioners, but it's a real go-to. I've shared that with a lot of people. It's become their go-to as well. So I throw it out to you. If it's useful, I'm just delighted and happy. All right. We're going to get down to it, man. I've used up a lot of time. Here we go. We're going to make some sacred space, and I'll pull a few cards. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. Wow, I wanted to jump. Okay. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. We come together in joy and gratitude to create our sacred circle, our place of safety, sanctuary, and light. We ask that our angels, guides, and allies, wow, thanks, be with us this evening and share their wisdom, their knowledge, and their love of the source. We ask that we have eyes to see, ears to hear, and the wisdom to understand. And with absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, especially the ugly, infinite unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. All righty. So right before the show, I pulled the tarot card and an angel card for the group. tarot card is the Nine of Pentacles, which I think is my favorite card in the deck because it's right before the Ten of Pentacles, which is lasting abundance, and it's already happened, and everything's already good, and like it's all finished, and there's no more excitement anymore. But this is the excitement of it in the works and happening, and there are really, really good things coming our way. And then, oh, like I jump up and do a Snoopy dance every time I pull this card. This is the angel of the expiation of light. And every time I see this card, well, here I'll tell you why. It's number 27, really crazy number. All right, victory, victory, victory. Keep the faith. The news you've been waiting for is coming, and you can win all your dreams. Don't give up. Keep trying. You will succeed. Believe in yourself. Know that you have been given the skills and opportunities to realize your hopes and dreams for the future. Relax and concentrate on the task at hand. You will succeed. You will know victory of the will over the physical world, the ability to change the course of destiny and thoughts. Shift your emphasis from your problems to your joys and see your victory. Assume it's done. Your optimism will produce the very success it desires and expects. Yes. All right. So, anybody looking for a reading? Wow. Okay, Weezy, don't you get tired of readings, bro? We'll hook you up, man. And dude, that yeah, that grounding, my brother, take that thing on and see if it doesn't really change you. Yeah. All right, okay, Weezy, here we go. Concentrate. Okay, Weezy, you're all over the place, bro. Deep breath. Bring it down. Focus. Words of wisdom from my friend K Weezy. Words of wisdom from my friend K Weezy. It's number 60, the angel of intellectual reparation. You let your emotions fly the second you feel them without a moment to contemplate the consequences. Emotional excess. Now the energy has been released and your cards are played. Begin to organize your life and gain some stability. Get a routine. Balance your emotions with your mind and spirit. Allow yourself to experience generosity and freedom as you begin to give your life some structure. Honor your inner and outer limits now. Using the material as an illusion for security is a false methodology. Once you have become balanced and stable within yourself, having found the security within, you will no longer need to hold on to anything in the material world. You will recognize that when you are confronted with loss or obstacles, you need only establish new plans and have them ready. Yeah. The tarot card that goes with this is the Four of Pentacles, which is all about stability, right? So a really good energy practice would do really well as well. Kate Weezy. All right. All right, Jennifer McCormick, this one's for you, girl. You know the drill. Nice and focused. Words of wisdom for my friend Jennifer McCormick. Words of wisdom for my friend Jennifer McCormick. Words of wisdom for my friend Jennifer McCormick. Wow, this one jumped out. We have a theme going on here. Number 60, the angel of victory. We could stop right there. No, I said 60. I'm sorry. That's 11. Wow. Everything's breaking down. You are experiencing a cycle of change that will help your bottom line. Woohoo. Shatter the obstructions that keep you from realizing your greatest you. Shed the weight of old habits and baggage. Dissolve psychological or emotional resistance, and you free your talents to blossom and reveal themselves. Move through your old fears of failure. Turn an objective eye to your efforts. Evaluate your mistakes from the past and learn from them and perfect your craft. Patience. Vivian, you and me, girl. You're welcome, Kay Weezy. Patience. This cycle is shaking up and rebuilding your life. Growth comes through earnest effort and hard work. Plan your strategy during this pause. A major decision is here, one that will represent a big improvement in your finances, one you'll welcome joyously. So stop worrying. Oh man, they're so loud about that. Stop worrying. Don't do that circle thing. Stop. You experience a nostalgic moment, looking back with satisfaction on something you have achieved. What you have built can grow by itself now, and you can step back and let it thrive. Awesome. Yeah, our frequencies work really great together. I've always enjoyed reading for you, Jennifer. Thanks. All right. All right, this one's for Melissa. Melissa, take a really deep breath. Get nice and centered. Words of wisdom for my friend Melissa. Words of wisdom for my friend Melissa. Words of wisdom for my friend Melissa. Ah, interesting card. Number 66, the angel of the knowledge of good and evil. The advice and help you need is being offered now. Listen carefully. It can come from the most unexpected places. Your situation isn't half as bad as you think it is. Pay attention. Yeah, you're doing that Nine of Swords thing. Pay attention to good advice and act on it. Stop sabotaging yourself. No more of this yes, but attitude. You know exactly what you want. Why are you trying to convince yourself that you cannot have it? Stop. Move through any negative thinking. Seek good expert advice on what to do about your problems. The act of finding help, a reader, a therapist, or even a friend, you open yourself to possibilities. Then you can decide which course, independent seeking advice, will produce the best results for you. Set free your imagination and tease your curiosity. Give yourself permission. Like, let your little girl loose. Your little girl is cool, man. Let your little girl loose. Go let her, get her in the sandbox. I'd love to have like an Olympic sized swimming pool sandbox and have all of us get in. All right, I'm going to try to grab as many more here as I can. I can squeeze in a few more. All right, Paula, yes. All right. Paula, get nice and focused. Imagine we're standing face to face, looking each other right in the eye. If you have something specific, make sure you beam that. Words of wisdom from my friend Paula. Words of wisdom from my friend Paula. Words of wisdom for my friend Paula. The Angel of Alchemy, number 70. Yeah. Greater awareness of the deepest truth in place of the surface truth. Never allow yourself to think that this is all there is. Remain loyal to your purpose, to yourself, and to others. The end of the road is just the beginning. It's the fool's journey. Prepare to move on. You have the ability to integrate and balance your feelings in deep, expansive, and innovative ways. Use your skill for your own emotional happiness and well being and that of others. And victory and liberation are assured. Sometimes you can be addicted to your emotions and they can become ends in themselves, goaded on by the ego. Wow, can't we all? An unwelcome source of intense stimulation. Everything can get exaggerated for effect. Right, everything exaggerated for effect. You could be suffering for the rush itself rather than recognizing the pain as the initial part of the positive lesson to be learned. Man, that one doesn't taste very good, but that's one of the truths I know. The tarot card that goes with this is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is like when all the work has been completed and everything's worked out. And it's that moment right before the lasting abiding abundance, emotional abundance of the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups. And this is the time when that abundance and those emotional doors are starting to open up, and you're actually seeing it with like the eyes that say, oh, wow, this is really a possibility for me. It's way more than a possibility. Just have to like focus and take it. All right, let's see. I've got time for one more here, and I think this one's going to My friend Jason. Yeah. All right, my brother. Zero in. Really focus. All right, words of wisdom from my very good friend Jason. Words of wisdom from my very good friend Jason. Words of wisdom from my very good friend Jason. Yeah, here we go. We'll end up on a good one. This is apparently a theme for all of us this evening, as it was with the very first card, angel card I pulled for the group. Victory, victory, victory. This is number 11, the angel of victory. I just read a few minutes ago, and I'm going to read it again. You are experiencing a cycle of change that will help your bottom line. Shatter the obstructions that keep you from realizing your greatest you. Shed the weight of old habits and baggage, dissolve psychological or emotional resistance, and you free your talents to blossom and reveal themselves fully. Move through your old fears of failure. Take an objective eye to your efforts. Evaluate your mistakes and learn from them, and then perfect your craft. Patience, Vivian. I feel you and me groan every time I read that word. Patience. This cycle is shaking up and rebuilding your life. Growth comes through earnest effort and hard work. Plan your strategy during this pause. A major decision is here, one that will represent a big improvement in your finances, one you'll welcome joyously. So stop worrying. You'll experience a nostalgic moment, looking back with satisfaction on something you have achieved. What you have built can grow, and you can step back and let it thrive. There we go. All right. You're welcome, Melissa. Let's see, Mish. Do I have time? Okay, Mish. We're gonna do. You'll be the last one. If anybody doesn't get a reading tonight that really wanted, come hang with us next week. I'll put you on the top of the list. All right, Mish. Get nice and focused. Words of wisdom for my friend Mish. Words of wisdom for my friend Mish. Words of wisdom for my friend Mish. Wow, this one jumped out, Mish. This is number 37, the angel of breaking the cycle. You could be at an impasse and are having a difficult time finding which way to turn. The crashing waves of your emotions can make it difficult to know exactly what to do. You don't want to rock the boat, so you are very reluctant to express your intense opinions unless you're forced to. You seek to maintain the calm through your projected rationality, which causes you to ignore your own intuitions. Wow, we're all guilty of that, like hard. It is the conflict between your opinions and others which is causing the stalemate and indecision. You already know what to do. You're telling yourself you don't in order to avoid a difficult situation. The picture is clear. You have deliberately closed off your eyes and told yourself you're blind so you will not have to choose between friend and enemy. It's this very choice which is your first step to involving yourself with people again. Your attempts to protect yourself have walled yourself off your heart and stifled your emotions. This attempt to stop your emotions is literally making you more emotional. Let go in stillness and let the bright light of the source radiate from every fiber of your being. All right, there we go. Sometimes you have to like dish out the hard words, Mish. I always prefer to avoid the conflict, but man, if there's no choice and the choice is like not being true to yourself, forge ahead. Miss, yeah, you're welcome very much. I'm was very, very happy to see you tonight. All right, we are way out of time. I'm always infinitely apologizing to Jennifer. Um, Make sure that you guys hit the like, leave a comment down there, subscribe, please. Leave a hashtag live in the comments if you would. It really helps us out a lot. Um, Make sure that you catch Jennifer's show coming up here at 9 o'clock, the Love Show. Always a great way to spend the night. And make sure if you get time tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern time in the afternoon, 7:30 UK time, I'll be sharing space with my friend Colin Walker on Cosmic Lounge, and that should be really, really fun. So, yeah, until next week, thank you with all my heart, like for showing up, sharing space. I'm like, we're building such a awesome family. I look forward to this like so much every Monday. I think I kind of picked it on Monday because Mondays usually suck so bad. It's like something to look forward to. So much love to all of you, and I hope you have just an amazing, amazing week. And I will see you guys next week. Yeah, hold on here. Let's get all set up. All right. We joyously come to the end of our session and send everyone on their happy way, feeling better than when they got here before. We thank our angels, our guides, and allies for their wisdom, their knowledge, and their deep, deep love. Thank you guys. You were awesome tonight. And with absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source. Until next week,